Alright guys, so in this video I will be covering Teks 7.3b, and that Teks states I can solve problems involving addition, subtraction, multiplication, division with whole numbers, decimals, percents, and fractions. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to do two examples in this problem. The first one states members of the city chess of the chess club held a bake sale to raise money. Cupcakes and cookies were sold. So, okay, I know there were two things sold, cupcakes and cookies. It says cupcakes were sold for $1 each. So I need this information right here. Cupcakes, $1 each. And then it also tells me that cookies were also sold for 50 cents each. It says the members sold a total of 288 items. So I need that information as well. Of the items sold, 2/3, let me get another colored pen, 2/3 were cupcakes and the remaining items were cookies. So I know that 2/3 were cupcakes and the remaining were cookies. Now it says, how much money did the chess club members raise? So how much money did they raise from the cookies that were sold? So I just want to know the cookies that were sold. That was it. Now, we can go about this by doing two things. We can do it the long way, or we can do it the short way. I'm going to do it the short way. So I know that 2/3 were cookies, so that means that 2/3 were cupcakes, so that means that 1/3 of the items sold were cookies. Now, how do I know that? Because 2/3 plus 1/3 gives me 3/3, which is one whole, meaning like all the items that were sold, okay? So, but that's just like an extra side note that I was doing mental math with. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this number right here, the 1/3, and I am going to, well, first, I need an FDP chart to convert that number. FDP. So with this number, the 1/3, I'm going to put it on my FDP chart right over here. So fraction is 1/3. I know that that converted gives me 0.33, but it's going to be repeating because it's always going to give me a remainder. Now, so that number right there, the 0.33, I'm going to multiply it times the 288 so that I can figure out how many of the items sold were the cookies. So 3 times 8, that is 16, that's 24. Carry the 2. That's 24. 3 times 8 again is 24, plus 2 more is 26. Carry the 2. And then 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 more is 8. I am no longer using this number 3. And because it is, again, multiplying by 3, it's going to be the same numbers again. 3 times 8, that's 24. Again, carry the 2. 3 times 8, that's again 24, plus this number 2 over here, that is 26. Carry the 2 again. 3 times 2 is 6, plus this number 2 is 8. So add that up. Carry the 1. 8, 9, plus 6 more, that's 15. Carry the 1. So I know, oh, don't forget your decimal. So I know that this is how many cookies I sold. Now, but it makes no sense to have any part of a decimal of a cookie. You can't sell part of a cookie. So instead, what I'm going to do is, instead of using the number 95.4, I'm just going to say I had 95 cookies sold. Now, in the question, they didn't ask me how many cookies were sold. they asked me how much money did I raise from those cookies. So remember up here, they told us that each cookie was worth 50 cents. So now I'm going to take the 95 cookies that I sold and I'm going to multiply that times the 50 cents. Now I know that 0 times 5 is 0. 0 times 9 is 0 again. And then now I'm going to do multiply 5 times 5. That's 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 9. That's 45, 46, 47. Okay, add these numbers up. 5, 7, 4. 2 decimal places. So I know that I raised $47.50 of just the cookies. Now over here on my answer choices, I'm looking at them and I'm going to pick the one that is closest to my total over here, and that number is $48. Okay, this is my example number 2. It says a student ran a distance of 3.5 miles each day for 5 days. This word each, I know I'm going to need to multiply. It says then the student ran a distance of 4.25 miles each day for the next 5 days. Again, multiply times 5. It says what was the total distance, I know I need to add, in miles the student ran during these 10 days. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do an FDP chart. FDP. And I know that I'm going to put my mixed numbers over here. Now, this fraction right here, that's one of our benchmark fractions that we should automatically know off the top of our head. That is 3.50. Now, the other number that I'm going to put on here is 4 1/4. Again, this is another benchmark fraction, so we should know it. And that is 4.25. All right, so now I'm going to take each one of these numbers right here. And don't forget, I'm going to multiply them by 5, each one of them. So 3.50 times 5. 5 times 5 is 0. Sorry, 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. That's 15 plus 2 more is 17. Don't forget your decimal point. All right, so now I'm going to do the other one. The 4.25 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. That's 12. Carry the 1. That's 21. Don't forget your decimal. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and add my two results, these two numbers right here. So it's going to be 21.25. Oops. What's happening to my pencil? Plus 17.50. Okay. 5 plus 0 is 5. That's going to be 7 right there. Don't forget to drop your decimal. Remember that when we're adding, we line up our decimals. 7 plus 1 is 8. And then that'll be 3. So this is how many miles the student ran in total. Sorry, that's supposed to be an E and an S. All right. Now, if I'm looking over here at my answer choices, I'm noticing that I have my answers in fraction form. Well, I can go about converting my decimal, this one right over here that I'm going to highlight in green. I can convert that back into a fraction by doing this. So because it ends in the hundredth place, I'm going to put a 100 underneath it. Okay. And then I know that I can simplify this by 25. Both of them. So I'm going to divide this one by 25 as well. So 25 can go into 75 3 times. 25 can go into 104 times. So I know that the fraction that I'm looking for, or like this answer right here, converted into a mixed number, would be 38 and 3/4. That's supposed to be a 4. Sorry. Now, so I could have done all that and automatically said, oh, okay, my answer was G. Or I could have looked at this. I could have said, okay, here's my number. This is my answer right here, 38.75. I'm going to look at my answer choices over here, and I'm going to look at the whole number. And I'm going to ask myself, okay, which one has 38? The only one that has 38 is this one, answer G. You could have used the process of elimination to get rid of all these other answer choices because they are not even close to 38. The last one was, but I know that it has to be 38. Now, if you had other answer choices that had like 38 and 1/2 or 38 and 2/5, like other answer choices that had 38 right here in the front as a whole number, then yes, you would have to definitely go this route, and convert your decimal back into a fraction. But we can go ahead and just, like I said, use the process of elimination to find out that our answer was G.